So this is clearing. First, we have to get some terminology so that we have places on the field so that we can make decisions much faster. On defense, so we're set up on defense, and these are just simply called the wings. The hound is the area here, and the reason we call it the hound, as you catch the ball here, you're going to be chasing the fox. The fox is called the face-off X. Now it's a dot, but we say X because fox sounds a lot better. The hook is, we call this the hook instead of the substitution box or box because this was also known as the restraining box. So we just make it simplified because it sounds like fox. So the hook looks, these all look like fishermen lined up to catch fish. And we're going to eventually hook off players like the defenders, long poles, to sneak another midfielder on. This is the cop, which stands for corner opposite the substitution area. We also call these like the safety. So this is based on football in a lot of ways. Okay, so after a shot, the defensemen break out, and after the goalie makes a save, or even if we're on the end lines, we can set up like this. Okay, let's look at the attackmen. The attackmen do not want to be anywhere up here to keep the clearing areas clear. We may occasionally bring an attackman over at the cop to sub them over. We also may run an alpha clear where the attackman comes off and we send a midi on. Okay, this area is called the chicken coop, which is where the fox wants to go and the hound chases the fox through here. And then the cop tries to arrest him. All right, so breakout patterns. Let's go back. So middies break out, long stick midi breaks to here. This third defenseman is going to go to here to we call the hook area and just wait because we're gonna run a play here where we run him off and another midfielder on, and later we'll do the same thing with the LSM. So you break out, and let's say you don't get a pass. This midi will need to break back to the ball and to the hound area. Now, this goalie may have passed it to this defender, and then the goalie becomes the quarterback, and the goalie spans the field. So if D6 has the ball and looks upfield, nobody's open, the goalie should shout over if they're open for the overpass. All right, and again, there's the call is over. And then this midi's breaking back to the ball, and then the midi broke to the goalie. Then to this defenseman, the defenseman passed it over. Now you're going over. Hopefully you've lost your defender by now, and D9 can pass it. And great if you said inside hound, and that's a potential pass. So we're just going to go ahead and play with it. Okay, over. So let me go back a little bit. So as the ball comes to here, this defender's running up with the ball. This defender could break out, break back to the box. This midi comes this way. We could also wait till it goes back to the goalie. Goalie brings it up. The goalie's pushing this midi up. That's a middle clear. These two guys get out of the way. This defender subs out. We throw another midi on. This defender's attackman is hesitant to go over. And also we can use this sub area, so that pass from the goalie could come to here, and we have a fast break. Okay, but that didn't work. Again, that defender has a look here. This guy would say upfield cop. If this guy was open, you'd say diagonal hook. This would be fox inside. And you can always go back to the goalie. Or even throw another overpass. Okay. So let's say it didn't work. The hound breaks over. This is an outside release. All right, the LSM is now breaking back to the goal as the goalie gets it. And again, remember, he's being chased by a midi. We're setting up the hook clear. This midi is clearing out, so this area is clear. We're going to do the same thing where this guy runs over and 11's going to run onto the field. Okay, LSM subs out, midi comes on, goalie's obviously more likely going to be up here. Cop, always opposite the ball. The ball clears here, onside responsibility. Let's say he breaks over and goalie passes to here. This midi would not break over. This midi would come on to here. After the play is done, let's say this does work and we're going on a fast break or a 43 or a slow break, a 5-on-4 or a 65, then the ball should get behind the goal so these middies coming down can attack. This midi has onside responsibility and then would sub off and we get our long pole back on. Having some technical issues. And again, that's flying the box, getting the ball up. And you can see here we're in a 54. And we just easily just call 54, also known as a slow break. The ball should almost always go behind. In college, you will see them passing across, but that is a very difficult pass. Every time in high school that I've allowed that to happen, the ball gets thrown away. And we don't want that. We want the defenders to turn their head. So as the ball goes behind, you can see this action up here happen. We sub out, get that defender back on. Ball goes behind because what's going to happen is this midi's slamming down here. We're dodging, and these guys are getting out of the way, and we potentially have it open for a pass and a shot, which is shown right here. And a shot. And there you go. There is a basic clear.